Hi there, it's Mrs. Tellas. We're going to do the rest of 4.1 today. And last week during Thanksgiving week, we did find the equation given 2 points, one of them being the y-intercept or the b. And we did writing equations from graphs and writing equations from tables. So I kind of split it into 2 different weeks. And this week we're going to do find the equation given 2 points when one of them is not the y-intercept. Okay, so if you want to write these steps down, that's a really good idea. Step 1 is to find the slope using slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then we're going to choose one of the points they give us. I have one of these. If either of them are positive or have a 0, we want to choose that one. That one's the easier one. But it doesn't have to. You can choose either one. And then we solve for b. We plug in m, which we came up with step 1, x and y, which we get from the point that we chose, and we plug them in here, here, and here, and we come up with the b. All right, so for example, if I do the first one, it says write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the following point. So my step number 1 is to find the slope. So I'm going to do -4 minus 6 over 1 minus 6. So that's -10 over -5. And you would put that into decimals to come up with it, which is 2. So my m is 2. And then I'm going to choose 6, 6. Because 6, 6, they're both positive and they're the same number, which makes it easier too. So my x is 6 and my y is 6. And I'm going to take these and plug them all in to y equals mx plus b. So in for y, I'm putting a 6. In for m, I'm putting 2. Then for x, I'm putting 6. And then I'm just going to use my solving skills from chapter 1. So 2 times 6 is 12. I make a t and I move the plus 12 over by subtracting. So my b is -6. So with this m and this b, I can write the equation. Y equals 2x minus 6 is my answer. All right, let's do another one. All right, so same directions. We're looking for the equation in slope-intercept form given those 2 points. Step 1, find the slope. So that's the first thing I do is find the slope. So y minus y would be -8 minus -4, subtracting those two, and then -2 minus -3. So lots of negatives here. So we need to probably put this into decimals to come up with it. So the top number is -4 and the bottom number is 1. So my slope is -4. Okay, and it really doesn't matter on the points. I think I'll choose this one just because it's first, really for no other reason. So that means that x is -3 and y is -4. So -3 and -4. And I'm putting each of them in here. Okay, I'm going to plug them in. So in for y, I put -4. In for m, -4. In for x, -3, and plus b. So -4 equals 12. Then I subtract 12 on both sides and get -16. So my b is -16. Okay, so my slope was -4. My y-intercept is -16. And if I write the equation, y equals -4x minus 16. All right, press pause and you try this and see if you can get it. Remember, step 1 is to find the slope using slope formula. Step 2 is to pick a point. And step 3 is to plug y, m, and x all in and then solve for b. So press pause and give it a try on your paper. This is not something you can do mentally. You have to write this down. All right, here we go. So 6 minus 3 on the top and 7 minus 1 on the bottom. So that's 3 over 6. So my slope is 1/2. Okay, and I'm just going to choose 1, 3. They're all positive, so really it doesn't matter. I could choose the other one if I wanted, but it doesn't matter. So that means that x is 1 and y is 3, and I'm putting them all in here. So y is 3, m is 1/2, x is 1. So 3 equals 1/2 plus b, and then I'm subtracting 1/2, which if we put this into Desmos will give us 5/2, or 2.5, if you did it in your head. So my y-intercept is 5/2, or 2.5. So y equals 1/2 x plus 5/2, or if you wrote it as 2.5, y equals 1/2 x plus 2 1/2. Okay, so really this is plug and chug and then do that one-step equation to solve once you get that multiplied on the right. All right, there's another one. Same thing. Go ahead and give this one a try. Press pause and try it. Press pause and try it. The only way you're going to get it is if you give it a try by yourself. So 5 minus -1 and 8 minus 10. I'm subtracting the y's and I'm subtracting the x's. So that'll give me 6/-2, which is -3. So my slope is -3. And then I choose one of the points. Well, I'm going to choose 8, 5. And specifically, I'm choosing it because they're both positive. See how that -1 is there for the y on the other one? I could have chosen that one, but it'll be easier, I think, if they're positive. So I'm going to go with the positive ones. So x is 8 and y is 5. So I'm just plugging them in. So in for y, I put 5. In for m, -3. In for x, 8. Oops, plus b. Let's change that. It looks like it equals. There we go. So that's -24 plus b, because -3 times 8 is -24. And I add 24 to both sides, and I get 29 for b. So my y-intercept is 29. So my equation is y equals -3x plus 29. If you got either part of that, the slope or the y-intercept, give yourself a pat on the back. These are not easy. Okay, so good job. And if you messed up on the b, look to see where you messed up. Okay, let me go ahead and do it the other way, just in case, if you pick the other point. So -1 equals, let's see, the slope and y plus b. So that'd be -30, and I would add 30 to both sides. And you can see that I still get 29. Okay, it doesn't matter which point you choose. I just usually pick the two positive ones if there is one like that. All right, let's do one of these. This is the slope from a table. So these are just points. That's all they are, is just points. So I do the same thing. First, I find the slope by using, I can use slope formula, or I can use change in y over change in x, which is what I think I'll do. So change in y over change in x. Let's see what happens here. Looks like my number is going up because it's getting bigger, and it's going up by 2. So my top number is +2. And it looks like my number up here for x is going up by 1. So my slope is 2. Okay, now I just pick one of the points. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to stick with the positive ones, though. Let's go with, I like the 0. So I'm going to do 7, 0. The 0 makes things easy often. I need a different pen, and this is in the way. Okay, so x is 7 and y is 0. So x is 7, y is 0. Let's plug them in. So 0 goes in here. M is 2. X is 7. So 2 times 7 is 14. And I subtract and get -14 for b. There we go. And y equals 2x minus 14 is my answer. So press pause and you try the second one. See if you can come up with it. First, start with your slope, change in y over change in x. Then take one of the numbers or one of the points. Looks like they've all got negatives in them, so you're stuck with a negative. Just pick one and plug them in and see what you come up with. All right, so if I do change in y here, it looks like I'm subtracting 3 each time. So top number is -3. And up here, looks like I'm subtracting 2. Yeah, it's going down by 2. Yeah. So my slope then is 3/2. So I'll just choose the first one because they all have negatives in them. So x is -1 and y is 7. So 7 equals 3/2 times -1 plus b. So that's -3/2, and I'm adding 3/2 to both sides. So if you put that into Desmos, that will give you 8 1/2, or it could also give you 8.5, which we don't really use decimals. So probably it gave you 17/2, which is what we want, really. So B is 17/2. So y equals 3/2x plus 17/2 is my answer. That was a tough one. It had a fraction in it. All right, so I think we're done here. Remember, we have class twice this week. We're going to be doing a worksheet this week to practice, and you'll just do the worksheet. You'll look at it on the computer, and you'll do the problems on a piece of paper. So I hope you understand how to do that now with 2 points to come up with the line and slope-intercept form, because it's on the quiz this week. Thanks very much. Have a great day.